What's up, YouTube? Welcome to another episode of the Upland Show. This is a super exciting episode. One of the most exciting days yet in the Upland Metaverse. Today, businesses launched in the Metaverse, specifically in Fresno and San Francisco. These are people who have registered to create some of the first Upland businesses. I believe there's only 10. I think 2 in Fresno and maybe 8 in San Francisco or so. This represents a major change to the economy in Upland. Upland is no longer just a property trading game. There is now block explorer shops in the Metaverse where people are buying and selling different types of NFTs and making money on those NFTs.
January 12th, 2022 will be a red letter date to be remembered in the history of Upland. And I love what you say about how this is really going to be, not just, an introduction of Metaventures or, in-game businesses, but it's actually something that's going to really benefit the economy. Because think about, we've mentioned many times on this show how those who are in control of this game, Dirk and Idan and others, they not only are, crypto pioneers or metaverse pioneers or blockchain people, but, they're also economists, right?
Yeah.
There is a strong thread of economics powering this game. And we've heard Dirk say many times, Dirk, by the way, is the CEO of Upland. We've heard Dirk say many times that there are measurements and controls and systems in place to ensure that the economy is continually healthy. And so if you take him at his word and you look at Upland as a mini economy, and then you apply the same macroeconomic theories and principles, or study those at least, in any nascent or growing economy in the world, that it's commerce, it's business.
Yep. That
once that's really introduced into that area, location, or economy, that's when it really starts to shoot.
Interesting.
So in addition to just individual capitalism or capitalists happening and benefiting in this game, I think that once this really starts to move, and right now it's very in this beginning stages, but as it really starts to blossom and become what I think their vision is, I think we're going to see the value of the properties themselves, even for those people who have no relationship with any one of these businesses. Their property values are going to start seeing real increases.
Yeah. Awesome. Let's jump in and actually look at some of these businesses, what they look like. Now, I don't know all the details, but from my understanding, these players get a commission. They're almost consignment shops. So these orange dots have appeared on the map in the Upland Metaverse. They stick out on the map really well, which is good. Let's just log into the first or go and show the first shop. Mr. Inaugural, right? So you can see this shop is owned by the Turbo. And so he's one of the few, and then you click shop now and you can see their inventory. So this player currently has 2 different block explorers in their inventory. So as a player, I can maybe reach out to Turbo on Discord and be like, hey man, I have a really cool block explorer that I'd like to sell in your shop. And I believe they can come up with their own fees. I don't know if they're charging 5% or 10% fees. But let's say it's 10%. If I were to sell this block explorer for $400,000, then the Mr. Inaugural shop is taking a $40,000 consignment shop fee, and the rest goes to the player who is selling that block explorer.
That's very cool.
So this is a whole different way of making money. There can be people come into Upland now and just create businesses. All they have to own is one property and a building on that property.
Yeah.
And now they can have inventory, and if they can somehow market themselves, bring something unique to the table, this is, I mean, I'm predicting this could be, we're going to see the first Upland billionaires, billionaire UPX, millionaires worth in USD from these shops.
No, I agree 100%. And so let's just kind of take a step back real quick. So right now, excuse me, on today being the day that these Metaventures are debuted, right now, if I'm understanding this correctly, the businesses that are in Upland and that are available in Upland are basically all the same type. They're all Block Explorer
shops.
Block Explorer shops.
Are
all
the beta businesses
right
that have been released. Yep.
Which I like because you want to keep that consistent and simple, so that you can test, some of the basic, mechanisms or the engine behind a Metaventure business. So that's cool. That's cool they're doing that. So, and I think you mentioned also that you mentioned something about the amount of inventory, right? That a shop can have.
So the size. Let's actually show that. So I believe the size of the building. I think this first one we looked at was not actually a apartment building. You can see it's more of one of those cottage style. I can never do this on. I could do it on my phone, but I suck at doing it on. Anyway, this one's not a full apartment building like this one.
Mm-hmm.
This one's more of like that townhome or cottage style house. So there's going to be less inventory based on the size of the property.
Okay, so if you have a larger piece of property and you have and you also have to have a building.
A larger building. Sorry.
Right.
So I think this one's an apartment building. You can see right there. It doesn't actually show. Oh, look, this person has no inventory right now. It doesn't actually show how much inventory they have, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
Yeah, it makes sense. But one thing I love about
this one's not a apartment building either. Sorry, what was that?
No, I was going to say one thing I love about this though is now there's greater value for having a property erected onto on a property, for having a building built onto a property. There's greater utility of having a building built on your property, and there's now more reason to wanting to have a larger property, right?
Exactly.
The up twos or whatever those are called.
I'm not sure if the up squares or UP2s affect how much inventory you have. I think for now it's just the size of the building.
Right, but you can't have the biggest building unless you have a big piece of property.
So
right?
At least needs to be big enough to fit an apartment building.
Yeah.
Which is decent size.
Yeah.
Like most properties in Upland are not large enough to fit an apartment building. You have to really seek out those properties, those plots of land, which honestly is going to instantly increase the value of all of those properties as people are searching for some hot real estate to start their business.
Do we know why it seems like these new beta shops are only in San Francisco?
So they're only in San Francisco and Fresno for the beta owners. When it's fully released, it's not going to be only these people. Anyone will be able to create a shop in any city. So I think this is how they're testing it. They're being fair to the people who signed up like a year or two ago to be in one of the first shops. I think it's been over a year since these people have signed up to be a shop owner or whatever.
Cool. That's super exciting.
Another thing I think is really cool, we've been on this screen, look how they kind of get to design their own background. I think it's going to be cool to see players get more creative with how their shop is designed. And I mean, the graphic on this one is super cool. I'm actually traveling over here. I actually want to try buying.
Oh,
Let's
a Block
look-
Explorer?
Yeah, and the other thing I think is really unique is like what people are pricing them at. I think we're seeing, because they're brand new, we're seeing the evolution of what is the economy,
Right.
what is the resale value of these Block Explorers, and it's all supply and demand. It's all, like, some of them are ridiculously priced, if I'm honest. Some of them, like this shop, Recurrier's shop here, is actually, I really like a lot of these prices. They seem like the right price.
Yeah, I
Maybe
agree.
some of them slightly too high. None of them seem ridiculous. Like this one, 27 of 32 for this bizarre Halloween Block Explorer
That's
is
cool.
actually, like, I think that is worth $1,000. That one we could see is underpriced, or maybe we'll see the economy say, no, it actually has to be like one of 5 or like a really small supply for it to be over 1,000. I could see, again, I'm just giving my own speculation of value. I could see ones that are like one of 5 being worth close to maybe $3,000 or 3 million UPX.
Sure.
Maybe even 5 million UPX. Like if people are selling their one of one, for example, if I go to my assets and show my Block Explorer, my one of one Loyal Doyle Director Block Explorer that's, you know, no one else can get. There's not going to be a duplicate of that Block Explorer. Maybe this one could go for that kind of amount, like 5 million or something like that.
Yeah.
But to me, anything over that seems like kind of a stretch at this point. What
Sure.
are your thoughts? Kind of like just the value of these NFTs at this point.
Yeah, I mean, certainly the law of supply and demand comes into play. You know, just like with any NFT out on the market right now, if they're more, the more rare they are, the more demand we think there should be, and so therefore the price increases.
Yep.
For me though, like I have to wonder. I guess I don't know. Sometimes I kind of wonder the value of having a Block Explorer, but I guess if I can resell it for more, then it falls into kind of the traditional NFT investment. But if it's just to have a cool Block Explorer, and it doesn't actually allow my Block Explorer to travel faster or have more, additional powers or something like that, then I don't see the point, unless I can resell that Block Explorer for more.
They do have, the thing I like about a Block Explorers, they do have the utility of it's how you're recognized on the map. It's how you stand out on the map. I think we're going to see, and I've speculated about this in previous episodes, I think we're going to see clans. Groups of people, for example, maybe all the people building in Portage Park right now, since that's kind of a hot area. All the people building in Portage Park are maybe like, hey, let's all get these gold alien heads, right? And so we can be like everyone with a gold alien on the head. If we can round up all 41 of these just for our group, that's like a really cool thing that will be recognized as the group of people with all that Block Explorer. And how cool would it look if, like, during an event or something, you see all of them send to one spot on the map, and you see all the same Block Explorer?
That's definitely cool.
Like you're gonna see, or once cars come and you see them traveling around, they all have the same. They're like all driving to the same area.
Right. Yeah, that is cool.
I don't know. I think we'll see more.
It could happen. I mean,
utility.
There have been weirder cultural conformity happening in the world, that happens all the time. I mean, like, just the weird subcultures that are in TikTok, for example. I mean, people all start mimicking each other and start doing the exact same things, and it's like, I'm sure that could probably happen here as well.
Well, it's coming from a gaming background, it's really popular in gaming. Clans, they're called. The groups of people who join and they all have the same purpose in the game. They're usually working together in the game, or playing together, and they a lot of time will adopt the same logo, so to speak. And this could essentially be your clan's logo. A block explorer could represent that, right?
Yeah. See, for me, like,
look at this shop though. Like, look. I think when you see a price that's absurd, like you know someone's not going to pay 21 million UPX for that.
There's no way.
I'm pretty sure. I would be shocked. Maybe someone will prove me wrong. Like Abdullah will come in again and just buy everything, like he did in the gala.
Right.
But like this bloody, this was from a tour. This bloody Explorer one. There's 549 of those. That is way too much supply for it to be worth $10,000 US dollars.
Agree. Yeah, and again, unless there's some special utility with that comes with that in the game. For example, if I had a certain block explorer, and when a city is minted, if I had a wider range for a minting path, you know what I'm saying? Like when you're minting a new city and you're in a new city buying new properties, you've got that little range in front of you, right? Where it's just like slowly creeping, and finally the property that you want finally turns lime green, and then you're like, oh my gosh, thank you, I can buy that, right? And it's like narrow. You have to be like almost right on it, right? But if I had a certain block explorer that I paid a lot of money for, and now because I have that block explorer, it's wider or faster or something like that, then I'd be like I might pay $20,000 for that.
Competitive and you're going for super rare properties.
Yeah.
Anything that would give you, that would be really cool. That would be really cool.
But that would be a game thing. That's kind of violating the principle of this whole like, invisible hand kind of capitalism kind of thing, where I'm going to create something as a business owner and it's going to have immediate value in the game that people are going to want to buy. Because if you have a block explorer that now widens that thing, like I was saying, which I think would be cool, but you have to have the game make that happen.
Exactly.
And I don't think they're going to do that. Like,
it could happen. Look at this one. This one's a 2 of 4 zombie. For being at the asking price is over 100,000 USD, 100 million UPX for this thing.
Wow.
This one's cool. It's the splitter mint, so you can get the first mint, the last mint, or the splitter mint on all of these. It's 1 of 4, which I think does give it a lot of value. Think about ultra rare properties. Most ultra rare collections have at least like 8 properties or more in them. So this is something that's technically more rare of a thing to own, but $104,000 is just way too much. The most we're seeing ultra rare properties be resold for is like around $5,000. So unless it was one that was minted higher and can generate more monthly UPX, but let's say any ultra rare property that was purchased low, you're not seeing them be sold for more than 2 million or 3 million UPX.
Right.
So I think maybe a block explorer that's 1 of 4, like maybe that could go for 5 million UPX, because it is pretty rare. It's cool. Let's try buying one of these and see what it looks like. I'm going to fork out some dough here.
So as you do that, the other question I have is, and I think that there's probably someone out there who's, if they're watching this video, they're probably asking the same question, and that is, right now, currently, to sell a block explorer, you can only sell the block explorers that are provided to you by the game, however you've earned it in the game. Like the artists, the Upland artists are the ones who've created these block explorers. It's not like I can, get on Photoshop and create something cool or whatever, or render or whatever, and then upload it into the game and then start selling them as my own things. Like, I can't do that right yet.
Yeah.
But we anticipate that might be a thing, right? Like,
I think that's definitely the plan, to have these be where you can go, like players can own shops that are artists and they're creating their own versions of block explorers that they can sell.
Yeah.
I think they're going to probably test the economy with that, see how that works. I don't know. You wonder if like when that opens up, when players can create their own block explorers all of a sudden, be putting a bunch more supply of block explorers into the market.
Sure.
If that devalues some of the current existing ones,
but you know,
or
what?
maybe makes them more rare. I don't know.
That's capitalism, though, man. Like, I mean, the broader NFT marketplace in the world today. I mean, why is it that CryptoPunks are more valuable than, Bored Apes or whatever? It's like when CryptoPunks have hit their peak, all of a sudden, someone else comes up with something else, and then there's Bored Apes that just kills everything else, right? Bored Yacht Apes, whatever those are called.
Yeah.
But like, it just takes ingenuity and someone's good idea to come in with a fresh, new thing that all of a sudden takes the demand away from others into you. And that's just business, man. And like that's I'm assuming, just knowing and watching Upland and knowing that, again, they are trying to mimic a real strong economy, that they're probably going to allow for that type of capitalism to happen in the game.
Yeah.
Where I can sell whatever I want to sell in here,
I may go after this alien for 600,000 UPX. Is that too much? But it's 16 of 72.
It's cool.
What do you think, man? Like, what was the other alien I saw? I want to experience buying one of these, and I want to do it.
Yeah.
Look, that's
not as
one
rare.
of 72 for 600,000. I think there was another alien in this shop. 12 of 41, and that's the gold one, dude.
Yeah, that's
for 787,000.
Maybe another $150 more. That's not bad.
I think I'm gonna get that one. Just gonna send it. First, I have to actually send it.
Oh yeah, so that's another principle that I don't think we've mentioned, or rule.
Yes.
That you have to have your Block Explorer travel to the store.
Yes, so you can look at the items in the store. This works just like the NFLPA shops. I'm going to actually have to click the property and send my Block Explorer in range of that building.
So the shop also gets a visitor's fee for you being there.
Yep.
Smart.
And now I click on the shop, and now I can buy this. Let's just do it.
Watch this, everyone.
Send it. You have successfully bought Gold Alien for 787,000 UPX. You'll be able to see it in the asset wallet after the transaction is complete. Okay, so there's a pending thing here. That's interesting.
It's also interesting you did not have to do a CAPTCHA.
So transactions pending. Yeah, I didn't have to do a CAPTCHA. That's a good point.
That's cool, man. Good for you.
Hopefully that was worth 787,000. Maybe I'll be able to sell that one for $1 million when I open my first shop in Oakland or something.
Quick question. So the gold aliens, there's only 41 gold aliens in total, correct? In the entire game.
Yes.
So when you saw the gold alien head in a different store, was it still of 41?
Exactly.
Okay.
So I think I saw that one. Didn't we see that one in like the
Somewhere
first
over here.
one we looked at?
Yeah.
What if his was cheaper and I'm an idiot?
No, dude.
Where was it? I think it was this one. The inaugurals. Nope. Can't find it. I could have sworn. Oh, well, I think Nitrin had one for more money, actually.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, this guy had it for crazy price.
Yeah, so 26 of 41 at 36 million UPX.
Dude, you just bought one for 700. That's awesome.
So yeah, I think we're gonna see the invisible hand, some supply and demand things.
See, it just happened. Like if you would have bought the 36 million
Oh my
UPX one,
gosh,
and then you would have found the one for 708,
"Nah."
you would have been so pissed, dude. So good call on you. Good call.
Yeah. I think there's some. Let's shout out some of these other shops over here in Fresno. Give them some love.
Absolutely.
Uplando has one up here in Woodward Park, I believe is the name of this neighborhood. Uplando's shop. His prices are really good as well. I like a lot of these.
You know,
They seem right.
Yeah, I have experienced this feeling just on my own as someone who is listing my properties for sale. Like sometimes when I list a property for sale, I'm kind of like, whoa, maybe I'll do 20x because maybe someone's going to buy it for 20x. And if I don't do it for 20x, I could lose out because they would still buy it. And then nothing ever moves, you know? And so I think it's wise for these guys to price this right. So he's got one too for how much?
19 million.
Dude,
gold
good
alien.
call for you, bro. That was a good move. So you could eventually, that floor for the gold alien heads are going to rise,
Yeah,
right?
I could see it getting to maybe 2 million, but I don't see it for if Upland really explodes, I could see these being like collector's items. It's almost like collecting stamps or collecting pins, you know? Like I could see people being like, my thing, I'm going to own every set. And actually, let me show that screen. Here is a cool thing that will add to the addiction of collecting these things. If I go to my asset wallet and I go to my block explorers, I have a full set on 2 different ones.
Oh, nice.
And it actually gives you a little sticker. Like
you
it's
own a
kind
bloody
of
one.
So I own these 3 zombies, and that is the full set. So if I click on it, look, series complete. I have this little complete stamp.
Cool.
So it's kind of cool because then I click on the series. It goes, oh, look, you own all 3 of that series.
And that doesn't mean that those are one of 3, because I saw that each one of them has like 37.
Yeah, this one's a 34 of 37.
Gotcha. Okay.
So now people are enticed to get the full set.
So
Like
it's
if
like a
if they
collection.
own 2 of those, they're like, maybe I'll pay $3 million for my 3rd one because I
Sure.
really want that one. You
Sure.
know?
But what does that get you, though? When you have that, what does that do for you? Can you
It's
stake
just,
that?
Why
for
do you
something?
collect stamps? Why do you collect
Yeah.
pins? You know what
Well,
I mean?
like, okay, so right now, if you complete a collection, as we've discussed in several episodes, you complete a property collection, you're obviously getting a boosted earnings.
Yeah.
Is there any type of
I think
earnings?
block explorers are just cosmetic, man.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
kind of like, why do you wear the clothes that you wear? Why do you?
Yeah,
I really think that's the way to think about them.
gotcha. Okay.
The other one I have is these uncanny. Oh, did I not finish this one? I could have sworn I finished these. Oh, I do. Look.
You don't have
Hey,
the seal.
Upland, it didn't give me my stamp.
Your
It's because I
badge.
completed it later. Maybe it. Where's my badge? Maybe the full body ones, the Halloween ones, also had these like full body set.
Yeah.
I think I may have got all of those.
How did you get these, by the way? Were these done through tours, or did you buy these, or how'd you get them?
These ones you bought from the store.
That's cool.
The full body Halloween set. So to see, I'm missing the hazmat suit and plague doctor. So this is where a player like me may go, all right, I already have these 3. I really want to get these 2 to complete my collection.
Sure.
So that's really what it is, man. It's kind of
cool.
like a bragging rights thing. Like, yeah, I
that's
have a
cool.
full set of those. I've got a... And then maybe when I open a store, I could sell a full set. Like, imagine if you sell them as a full set.
For sure.
Or imagine you get all the 1 of 1s. Like, imagine for this set, you had the 1 of 37 mint of the green and the blue and the gold. And you're selling them all 3, 1 of 1. Like, that would maybe be worth like 50 million UPX.
Yeah,
Like, now we're talking.
Trade that for the Met.
You've got all 3 1 of 1s and you're selling them all at once. Like, that's
awesome.
where we're going to see that kind of stuff happen, you know?
It would be cool, though, if eventually you could stake these for UPX earnings, but that might disrupt the economy though a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe, or even like something to do with Spark. I don't know. Because Spark, I feel like, is something the Upland team can do more with in the future. Like,
Agreed.
create more
Agreed.
different ways to use it. But anyway, we've kind of...
So let's summarize this. So today was the first day in which beta Metaventures were debuted in Upland. And it's very rudimentary right now. There's just in both quantity and type of businesses. It's limited to only these consignment shops that sell block explorers. The game has already announced that there's going to be multiple types of businesses.
Yeah, the next two coming are decor shops and NFLPA legits, like players own the resale market.
Oh, okay.
So you originally buy them from the NFLPA stores,
right.
But the resale market is where it's going to be hot. Those
Sure.
are all going to be through these secondary shops.
Gotcha.
And I think something like the NFL that has more of a fan base around it, that's where those things... Like, I think the day will come where maybe we'll see, like, a single Tom Brady card go for, like, $1 million or something,
Bro.
Like, I think that's the kind of thing. I think that's where we're headed in the Upland metaverse. It's really cool to see this game evolve, right?
Yeah.
Into more than just this
Absolutely.
Property game. Like,
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
really fun
Man.
to see.
I mean, imagine 5 years from now what this
Yeah.
game is going to look like,
I don't even think you'll recognize it. I literally don't think the screen and how it looks and how you interact with it will be recognizable pretty much at all. I think it's going to evolve so much. Even just like the little chips we have on our players for collections, like that'll probably look way different. How the properties look, I think the graphics will improve. I think the game's going to keep making it more 3D. Something I was thinking about recently, imagine they added like the elevation level
Oh, sure.
in the map. So
Yeah.
it's like you actually see hills and
Yeah,
stuff, like
yes.
when you go into that 3D mode.
That's big for San Francisco, for sure.
Yeah. And then if you actually own a property up on the hill, I think that would make it more valuable because it'll make like owning a business up on the hill will maybe be more valuable because it stands out a little more on the map.
Yeah.
So again, I think we're going to see so many things come and change that will evolve the Upland game. But get
that's
in
cool.
on Metaventures, get in on Block Explorer shops. Get out there and support these first beta businesses. Either reach out to these players and list one of your Block Explorers for sale.
So the last topic, though, I think that we may need to discuss that I think maybe someone might be having this question in their mind as we're talking about this.
Okay.
That is, how do they become a business owner? Can they
Yes.
apply right now for a business now?
No, more information to come on business shops. They've already released a lot of information. I believe it's going to be on a scale. So, for example, if there's already 2 shops in San Francisco, to be the 3rd business owner, you have to pay. It's like the price per business goes up. And I don't know economically why that makes sense, but it's like to add another license to that city is going to cost more. So maybe to own the 3rd business shop, you have to pay 500,000 UPX to start your shop. To own the 10th, you have to pay like 2 million UPX to start your shop. It's going to be on a scale like that.
See, okay, so I know we're out of time, but I do think it would be helpful if Upland leadership were to maybe have an extensive AMA or something like that, just about this type of topic, for example.
They do, actually.
About this topic?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I'm pulling a lot of this information from that.
Okay.
But, yeah.
The reason why I say that is because, like without me not knowing their minds and not knowing their vision, their full vision on this, part of me wants to say, hey guys, be careful that you don't create a system where the rich keep getting richer and the poor just stay poor, even in this metaverse game.
Yeah.
Allow equal access to entrepreneurialism.
Yeah, let's check out and make sure so we can refer people to the right one if they have it.
Because it would just be a shame if, because I only have 10 million UPX in the game, I'm banned from being able to create a business. If I only have 1 million UPX, I'm banned. We all know that nations have been built on the invitation and the adventure of someone who goes from rags to riches because they took a chance,
Yeah.
and there was a system that allowed them to take that chance. And if there's a system that prevents them, already an iron ceiling, from keeping them from, attempting that, then that would be bad. However, again, I don't know the full vision, so I probably need to listen to that AMA on Metaventures.
Yes, let's show her this. This is on the official Upland YouTube channel. It was
Okay.
13 days ago
Okay.
at the time of this recording. So it's called Upland Cafe AMA Metaventures updates. So be sure to check that one out. These AMAs are actually, in my opinion, some of the most valuable YouTube content you can watch about Upland are these AMAs where you get to hear from the founders asking specific questions from players that players are asking of them.
Yeah, I love that. It's a great thing.
So they have this video on Metaventures, and then they have this AMA. So be sure to check those out to get further details. I would highly suggest going back and watching all of the AMAs. That's really where Dirk, especially if you want to hear how he really thinks about the economics of the game and really shares some of his economic knowledge. Like every time I watch one of these AMAs, it builds my trust more in the team.
Sure.
And their vision and where they're headed.
So quick question. I'm looking at this video, this Upland Cafe AMA about Metaventures, for example. I'm seeing that it's 59 minutes long, and if I don't shut up, this video is going to be 59 minutes long. But I have a hard time sitting down in front of my computer for 59 minutes. I have a hard time keeping the YouTube app open on my phone for 59 minutes. Is this available as a podcast, and the audio only available podcast, so I can listen to it as I'm gardening or whatever?
But you can have YouTube app open and just listen on your headphones, right? I think that's what a lot of our fans have said they do in the comments. By the way, we are at 37 minutes going on 38.
Sorry about that. That's my fault. I keep talking. My bad.
No. But we're about to be that 59-minute episode coming up.
Sorry.
But, yeah, there you have it. I hope that helps. I hope we've shed some light on... This is cool because this is players. This is me and you as players giving our perspective. This is different content from that AMA because we're giving our perspective of what we think block explorers should be priced at, where we think that economy is going to go. And I think it's really interesting. I'm excited to see, man, prove me wrong. If someone can sell a block explorer for 20 million UPX, good for you.
In fact,
please
if you could sell the one you
comment.
just bought for 20 million UPX, then all the better.
All right. Good idea. I'll try to double my money on that one at least.
Yeah, cool.
Get like 1.5 million out of it.
That'd
or
be
something.
great, man. That'd be cool.
So, hey, thank you so much for watching. And as always, we hope to see you in the next one. Peace out.